Sunday is a fast day, Shiva Asar. From this day begins a somber period of mourning that extends for 3 weeks, culminating in Tisha B'Av. Throughout history, in every generation that Jews faced hardship and persecution, they relived the devastating loss of the Beis HaMikdash. All experience of exile are echoes of that original traumatic destruction. Massacres and pogroms trace back to the fall of Jerusalem. Even in our modern era, the horrific loss of 6 million Jews during the Holocaust is seen as a continuing chapter of that national rupture that began with the destruction of the Beis HaMikdash. That's why our sages instituted this time of mourning, of lamentation and prayer, with the hope that those who mourn for Jerusalem will one day merit to see her rebuilt and rejoice in her restoration. Some have suggested that since we now, thank God, have the state of Israel, perhaps fasting on Shiva Asar is no longer necessary. Likewise, since we have Jerusalem and the Kotel, maybe we don't need to fast on Tisha B'Av. However, the fasts of Shiva Asar, Tisha B'Av, Tzom Gedalia, and Asar B'Tevis were likely instituted immediately after the destruction of the first temple, possibly by Yecheskel HaNavi and his court. So the question arises, during the time of the second temple, did the Jews continue to fast on these days? Or did they instead celebrate, as the prophet Zechariah stated, that these days would become days of joy? Rav Papa in the Gemara Rosh Hashanah Yud Ches 18 explains that for the 3 fast days aside from Tisha B'Av, during times of peace, they would be celebrated as holidays. But when Jews were ruled by foreign powers, fasting was required. In times when there was no foreign domination, but peace still eluded them, fasting was optional. Tisha B'Av, however, remained a fast regardless. The Rambam says the same in his commentary on the Mishnayos in Rosh Hashanah. Josephus Flavius writes that during the Second Temple period, Jews still fasted on Shiva Asar. So we must ask ourselves, where do we stand today? We absolutely must thank Hashem daily for the incredible blessing that over 7 million Jews, may their numbers continue to grow, live freely in Israel, building, thriving, and contributing. We should feel the urge to kiss the Kotel every day, but sadly, peace is still absent. Shiva Asar is not only about the destruction of the Beis HaMikdash, it's perhaps even more about the destruction of our people, the devastation of Jewish communities, towns, cities, and the traditional Jewish way of life. It's a day to mourn the burning of the Torah, expressed today in the widespread ignorance and indifference to Torah values and Jewish knowledge. It's a day to grieve that an idol was placed in the temple, symbolic of foreign ideologies and values that have penetrated our culture and led many astray. It's a time to cry over the breaking of the luchos, the shattering of Jewish morality and ethical standards. Baruch Hashem, Jerusalem is in our hands, and we can stand at the Kotel, but we still await peace. Peace within our own people, peace in Israel, peace in Jerusalem, and peace for the entire world. We look forward to the coming of Mashiach and the rebuilding of the Beis HaMikdash as it once stood in glory. B'nei Veischa Kivat Chila.